Again.
I'm ready.
My nose itches. Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Raising the Bar. We're excited to be here for you, with you. My name is Chris from CrossFit Waxahachie.
Steven from CrossFit Covades, and Nick from CrossFit Corsicana.
And today we're going to be talking about goal setting. Some of you guys want to hit some goals, achieve the mark. We're going to talk about how to get there and what to do. So,
Yep.
That's the plan.
New Year's around the corner. We're gonna maybe see some new people in. Our current members are already thinking about what they're going to want to do in this new year. So I thought it was important for us to talk about goals and maybe what we see from new clients, or we see from our clients, maybe some pitfalls that we'll see, and maybe what these goals that we take in the gym will take us outside of it as well. So, what do you guys think? So normally when someone starts CrossFit, they come in, they see it maybe on TV or their friends doing it, family member does it. They want to do something new, and so CrossFit's their thing. What do you think they start? What is their goal and the reason for them starting? Maybe your experience.
I find a lot of people don't really have a specific goal. Their goal is just to get in shape.
Okay.
So we definitely help people do that. But as they get in, they find out their weaknesses. As we go through movements, and so then we start to set more specific goals and work on those. But yeah, a lot of times people don't really have a definite goal in mind coming in from what I've seen.
All right.
You try to get into the program more, then they start to find things that they really want to improve on and do. So.
Yeah, it's pretty non-specific most of the time. They come in, I heard about CrossFit, my friends say it's awesome. I want something. I want to get in shape, I want to do this, but yeah, then they find out what they can't do, and they see other people in the gym achieving some of the benchmark workouts or whatever it is, a pull-up, a muscle-up, and now they find, oh, I want to do that. I want that as a goal.
Sure.
So we'll see early on they don't know what they want, or they have an idea of what they think they want, and then that changes as they get into the program.
Yeah. I feel like people like, oh, I just want to get in shape. This broad, get in shape. Well, what does that even mean? Or I need to lose a couple of pounds. I think it's some people, and it's interesting, they come in and they say, well, my doctor says I need to work out. So now they have this idea of health. But they're still broad and unspecific.
Yeah, I want to tone up.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, let's train that tone muscle. So they get this broad and general goal, and we have to, I think, role as coaches to kind of help narrow that and say, okay, let's focus then on this one thing. So if it's health, they want to exercise, it's great, but we know that for them to really get healthy, they need to look at things that they're doing in the kitchen and the food they're putting in, and trying to help tailor that goal toward health, and then other things continue to happen too.
Yeah. I would say when they come in, we've got a couple things that happen with these non-specific goals. The guys just want to get fit. Generally what we need to do is we need to build up their general physical fitness, general physical preparedness,
Yeah.
GPP. So conditioning is a big factor, and then from there, everybody needs to get stronger. I mean,
Sure.
we just see that over and over again. They need to build their strength, maybe even just to hold posture in an air squat.
Right.
A lot of people come in very weak in their core and back strength, and so just that positioning, just those drills to get them stronger, they're the two really early on goals: conditioning and strength.
Yeah, and I think it's not just, and it is the early on goal, but it's something that we will continue on 5, 6, 7 years into it to continue this thing of always improving and getting better and looking at these goals, general physical preparedness and strength. I kind of stole that idea from you last year, and we were re-implementing it this year. Kind of having a couple of tracks for our members to see, hey, where do you want to do, where do you want to go, especially heading into the new year, heading toward the open. So we have a GPP track and a strength track that are very similar in look, but they definitely feel a lot different. Just ask the people who had to row 50 calories today as opposed to doing 40 front squats. Like, this was a big difference in their strength and in that position. And so I think that as they kind of venture into this journey, they'll figure out where they need to go and then choose what they need to do a little differently. Now that means how they're going to eat differently, what days how they're going to train, attack specific things. They're going to scale a little bit differently than they had. But I think our members need to then lean on us as coaches to help direct them. And that means we have to have communication with our members to see where they want to go.
Right. So let's take it to something more specific. Let's
Yeah.
say you have a guy, Steven, that comes in, I want to get some pull-ups.
Yeah.
I can't do it, I should be able to, I'm a dude, right?
Right.
I want to be able to do pull-ups.
Yeah,
I see all
generals.
these guys doing this.
And girls.
Okay, so
How do I get there?
I'm a guy, I want pull-ups. What do I do? Help
Doing
me.
pull-ups. Right, so we do pull-ups several times a week, right? So I think that the best way to attack that is, A, if you're coming in, you're 300 pounds, I mean, the reality is for you to get a pull-up, you need to drop some weight. So we look at, building up that GPP, that conditioning, we look at your nutrition, let you cut a little bit of some weight while at the same time working on skill. And I think for a pull-up, we need as coaches to offer as many different variants as possible. So ring rows, banded pull-ups, negatives, jumping pull-ups, partner-assisted pull-ups, all these things, and building up strength in joints. I would even, take all these different movements, even some dumbbell presses with some negatives on the way down, building up the back strength. So taking all these different elements and saying, this is your goal, I want to help you get this goal. So instead of just saying, hey, every time we do pull-ups, you're just going to do ring rows. And they say, oh, okay. And then they kind of figure out a way to get good at ring rows, but not translate that into a pull-up. So, put them on a bar, let them feel that it's like in a band, with a partner, whatever it is, until one day they walk in and, they've gone through all these different scales and they're ready to go. And we work on it. Ready? We're going to spend today, we're going to work on pull-ups. The whole class, and then maybe it happens. I've had some people recently get their first pull-up and it's, quite exciting. It always seems though that there's like a snowball thing. Like one gets it, and they're motivated by the next person. Say, I want to do that, and then they try
achieve the next level.
and they go for it.
So specific to goal setting, let's kind of walk through some of those, achievement steps.
Right.
All right. So I don't have pull-ups. I want to get some. Let's say I get my first one, and now I'm kind of hooked. Like I want to do better. I want to get better for Fran.
Sure.
So now,
Faster.
yeah, what do I do? How do I set my goals in a line with what I want to achieve? So what am I doing next? Specifically, I have this goal, it's pull-ups. I want to be able to do Fran as prescribed, so that's 21, 15, 9
Yeah.
pull-ups. And then the next question is, well, what kind of pull-ups?
Yeah.
Make it more specific.
Right.
Make it an idea of, do I want strict pull-ups? Do I want kipping pull-ups? Do I want butterfly pull-ups? So let's say I built some strength, I want to do some kipping pull-ups. So I'd like to do Fran, all the reps, not unbroken, but all the reps, 21, 15, 9, in a kipping pull-up. So making it specific helps you know where you're headed. I think people have these goals, and then the thing that gets dropped off is the roadmap. Like you were saying, have
Sure.
different options for the pulls, get them stronger. But the roadmap, the goal is the destination. But if I get in my car and I just have this destination in mind, I'm going to need a roadmap. I'm going to need a way to get there. So make it specific. That's really the number one step when we start looking at these goals. Make it achievable. If I'm 300 pounds and I don't have a pull-up, 21, 15, 9 of pull-ups, kipping, that's a long ways away. So that's not quite as achievable. That would be something where I'd still be working on a
It's
scale.
achievable, like in a time frame too. Like,
Yeah.
At this point, I want to be able to do this and not make it crazy. Like, hey, in 2 months, I want to be able to do 30 pull-ups in a row. Like, let's slow down there.
That same person you're talking about, that 300-pound person wanting to get a muscle up, next month. Like you talked about, it's got to be a time frame. You got to go through those progressions. You got to, like you said, lose weight, work on the pull-up strength, all those variants first, and then work through all the progressions to get to the muscle up.
Yeah, I think somebody gets their first pull-up, and then they kind of get into that rut where I know I can do singles, quick singles. Some of us we like the idea of quick singles, but then it's like, okay, now it's your time. You need to get out of this quick single mentality. We deal with that sometimes when, I can do pull-ups and they're pretty fast at quick singles. Like they have times that compete, but you know how much better they can be if they hold on to the bar and get several. And so I think again, it's us to say, hey, you're doing great. You got to pull up. I want you to set a goal to get 5. And in this workout, you do 5. And then you can break, and if you have to do 3 the next time, whatever, listen, your goal is today,
Every time you get on the bar.
your goal for today, every time you get on the bar, you're not even just doing singles. You have to do at least 2 or 3 or whatever it is. And we can have daily goals to help with the long-term goals.
Yeah. Stair step.
Those are good. I think one thing I wanted to talk about was a lot of our folks like to set some goals that are outside the box, not necessarily just specific things in the gym, but a lot of our folks run these Tough Mudder events. We've got a hike coming up in January. We did last year. We're doing it again. Going up to Big Bend for 3 days. So, having something pretty far down the road that you're working towards is going to keep you coming to the gym, and being prepared for that event. I know you guys finished up a Go Ruck recently, so setting some type of goal like that, or even a little CrossFit competition.
Sure.
You did one.
Yeah.
First place, congratulations. It's a bad weekend, but just having some other things outside the box, I think helps.
So we had a father and son, they were going, they're Boy Scouts, and they had the triplets to film on, a year away, and said, we need to do something to get there. And for a year, they dedicated themselves, showed up at 5:30 in the morning, rarely missed any days, and they made their trip, and they were not huffing and puffing like the other guys with them, and they were able to carry their own, and some of the other people's too. And so they had this goal, like, I want to be able to go to Philmont and do this hike with my son and not feel like, I'm the weakest link.
Be able to enjoy it.
Yeah, and they did, and now they're 2 years stronger and all this stuff. And we always have these success stories of these people, inside the box, outside the box. So as we approach the new year, and we have people wanting to think about, we want our members to think about goals and how to accomplish goals. So I want to do the open, and I want to do every workout as prescribed. It's a great goal. What do we need to do to get you there? So what would you say to people coming into this new year? They have specific goals, pull-ups, 300-pound deadlift, or whatever it is, and say, okay, how are we going to help you get to those New Year goals?
I think as we look at that, we've walked through some of the pieces of like a SMART goal setting and just that mnemonic of, specific, like if they have a specific goal, I want to do all of the open prescribed. That's a pretty specific thing.
Yeah.
They're going to need X, Y, Z of movements. They're going to need to be able to lift certain loads. So that's pretty specific. And it needs to be measurable.
Right.
I need to do X amount of work. And then achievable. Is that something that's achievable for them? Can they handle that? And then is it relevant? Like the work that you do, is it relevant? And you would make that the case.
Yeah.
And then the T would be timing, time-based. So for somebody that has an event coming up like Philmont or a Go Ruck Challenge or a Tough Mudder, they know their timing. They have to be done or ready by then. For the open, it'll start in March. Late February, early March for us. So we know the time frame. So you would plug things in. I need to have historically, 105-pound thruster. For guys, I need to be able to do a chest to bar pull-up. So you have to assess, where are you now?
Right.
Okay? Versus what your goal is. So you start where you're at, you look at your specific end goal, and then you start plugging in the variables. And yeah, that's where we would work, tweaking maybe the workout of the day for them to hit their goal.
Right.
Maybe they have accessory work, post, maybe you dial in that nutrition to help them achieve performance goals. But it's going to be on a case-by-case basis as you get in it. But I think number one thing, members need to write it down.
Yeah.
You need to write it down, and you need to focus on it.
Name it.
If it's just out there, hey, I'd like to do this, they're not focused on it, it's not as likely going to happen. So you have to write it down, you have to know what it is you're going for.
Think about that scene in Rocky IV, he puts the picture of the Russian on his mirror as he's training, and he sees it every day. He sees the goal, what he has to accomplish every day, and then he goes and takes care of business. And so we have to name it, you have to see it, and you have to go and achieve it. Last thing probably we need to talk about is the work. And you can have a goal, and you say it can be lofty, and you can put it out there, but you have to be able to willing to commit to the work. Like not just in the gym, but going home and spending time with mobility, spending time learning, reading CrossFit Journal articles, watching maybe some YouTube videos when you have some spare time. Go into your kids' playground outside and work on your kip, maybe, whatever. Like, take the time to practice whatever it is that you're doing. If you think you're not very good at the snatch, when you're sweeping up the house, take your broom and get a couple of reps in. Just kind of working the movements, and always think about working on that goal. What can I do today to achieve the goal?
Yeah.
So, very good. Well, we hope that our guys and girls have some good goals this year, and that we help them accomplish it. Name your goals for your coaches. Tell them what it is that you want to do, and we will help you get there. Try to adjust workouts every day, and you can put in the work, and you can do whatever you set your mind to do. Be specific, put in the work, and get after it.
Yep.
Raise the bar.
Raise the bar.
Raise the bar.
Raise the bar.
Hold the bar.